Well, gentlemen, it looks like we're watching a new episode of the DELoL show. How are you guys doing
Got to be
today?
gentlemen.
Hello.
Well, because,
I can't.
there's
hear
one
anything.
lady here
There
today.
It is. Nope.
Yeah, there we go. Okay.
Finally.
So there's one lady
Nope,
here in the
we're
studio
out.
today. Well, I know. We're having a little bit of technical difficulties. We have what is it? What do you call a group of raccoons? Is that a burrow? Anyway, we've got a group of raccoons that that have infestooned the studio here, and they've been nibbling away at some of the cords. So we're trying to get that handled as best we can.
Is that
Today
true, Bill?
in the studio.
Are you lying?
Yeah, that's like half this show. So today in studio, I tell you what, why don't you give a little teaser and talk about our guest there, Taffa D.
Where am I looking? Am I even?
You're on the
anything?
big camera right now,
I'm
my
on
lady.
the big girl camera. In studio today, we have Simon with Trauma Comics. He's got some new toys he's going to share with us, and then I guess he's got an announcement he's going to make. And then also we have Heather Henry of High Noon Creations, who made this crazy skull mask that I was wearing earlier. I don't know if anyone can see it. She's a special effects makeup artist extraordinaire, so I've dragged her in the studio to pick her brain. And then with us in studio, we have little Reese and her mama. Thanks for seeing us.
Little Reese and her mama. Now that sounds like a good indie band I want to go see.
Little Reese and her mama.
Yeah.
And then we also got some dogs in studio as well.
Oh, hey, yeah. And the studio dogs, the puppy dogs. We're going to do an interview with them at some time.
I know. They're probably going to say that it's very hard to work here. Easily distracted.
So, I guess, since we call this the cold open, I think we should start with something. Now that we've done the teasing for you guys, Taffeta, what level are you on Simpsons Tapped Out?
I think I'm finally made it to 22. I just got Wiggum. No. I got
yeah, don't screw this up in front of your public.
I got the mayor. I know, right? I've got the mayor finally.
Quimby. Diamond Joe Quimby.
Yeah, I've got him. And then I've also been playing with Hank Scorpio, and I've unlocked some more of his tasks to do. And I just got Camp Krusty. That was a new addition.
How did you get that one?
Because I threw down $20 and I fucking
That's
bought it.
so weird. I can't believe
It's Camp Krusty. How am I not going to buy it? It comes with a little Camp Krusty Bart.
With a crusty Camp Krusty Bart. Nice.
He's got the his little arrows and sling, and he's got the war paint on. I had to buy it.
Well, I'll tell you what. Why don't we do the show opening? Then we're going to come back and we're going to talk to Simon. He's going to show us some of the stuff he's been working on. And I didn't see the Gorilla Hitler. I didn't see the figure over there.
And he brought us Prince.
I love Prince. I'm a big fan of his music
And a comic
so
for
Prince.
Oh, okay, I got
Prince,
you.
this guy.
And then we got some special gifts for Reese and the Shoot Kids with Cancer group, and the you should see what I put up on from the Roll to Play, because last week we did a live show from Roll to Play, and every time I said it wrong, I would put the website up for that wrong thing. So it was like wipe out kids with cancer, shoot kids can't, and then I finally got it right, of course, at the end.
That'll help because people definitely want to go to the right website.
Right, yeah. So you're going to want to go to, we'll talk about
ones.
Later. Make sure you go to thesuper6.com.
Not a lot of people get your sense of humor, Del. Sometimes they think you're serious.
I know, and that's sad that people would think that.
Please don't go to shootkidswithcancer.com because that is not a website.
Or if it is, that's even weirder that if that's a real website, that's not even me.
That's not us.
So, all right, well, let's tell you what, let's run the little intro thingy here, and then we're going to come back with Simon Sanchez from Trauma Comics. So, Simon, how you doing today, sir?
Doing great, man. Great.
So what do you got in studio for us? I'm excited. I see a lot of these little figures. I see a new comic. I see some prints. I'm excited to go through some of this.
Okay, cool. Well, I'll start off with this Friday, August 2nd, I will be in New York City at Carmine Street Comics, and it's located at 34 Carmine Street. I'll be signing books, and the first 30 people to buy a book, you get a free piece of original art.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and it's hand-drawn by Dean Juliet.
That werewolf is
Yeah, you
want to
hold it up to this camera right here, and we can, I know, the werewolf, the Nazi werewolf.
Look at that, I
this
love
one
it.
right here. Oh,
Yeah.
that's perfect.
Yeah, so come on down, buy a comic book, you get a free piece. This is hand-drawn art, original art.
That's awesome.
Yeah, first 30 people, one per person, you get a free piece of art, and I'll sign a comic for you.
That's so cool. So I'm really excited about that. So I guess I'm going to New York. Oh,
Yeah.
wait, we have you here today. I'll just make you do it here. And so what are some of these, the figures are what I'm really interested in, because before you didn't, at least we never saw these.
Yeah.
Not live, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are really cool. They come from Nathan Essex, and these are custom made. They're one of a kind. I guess you would call them prototypes. But there's Adolf Gorilla.
Taffeta, would you mind handing me? I really want to.
You want to play with
I
it?
want to break that.
Are you sure you want to give it to Dell? Because it's going
I
to
can
come
hold
back
it
in
up a little
pieces.
closer. Well, actually, if you want to aim that other camera at you, Taff, right there, you can show that one. There we go. Look at that. Okay. Now it looks like Hitler's attacking her.
I know.
Give it, move them up real fast. It looks like it's punching her in the face. There you go. Perfect. So tell us some of the others out here. I'm assuming that's.
There's the Nazi werewolf. And here's
I love the Nazi werewolf.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
And how much are these for purchase, or are these just for you to put it in your house? And...
Just for me to play with.
I know he's teasing us here. I'm like, I really, really want one of those.
I want the
werewolves.
Nazi werewolf one or the gorilla hill. I think
I'm
that's
not
just
even a
so
big fan
cool.
of Nazis, but I mean it's
Really? See, I'm a huge fan of.
And I like a lot of offensive shit, but I mean, I don't really like how Nazis how their style is. But that toy is awesome.
Yeah.
Just the detail.
See, I
in
thought the
it
one
and-
thing they had going for them was a
with
cool
their
uniform.
Style. I gotta say that too.
Yeah. Well, I guess I mean like I like their clothing style, but not like their hate style. I don't really like their hate.
Yeah, if you're gonna hate, you could be a little nicer about it. You know.
But
what
at
I'm
least
saying?
they're well dressed haters.
Yeah, yeah, they knew it. They knew what a military look was, and you got to give them to them for that. So,
But
I guess I
there's
should-
Kung Fu Satanist.
yeah, I like him too. Let's
And-
can we put him on the camera and have him punch?
Can
And
we
then-
have him fighting Adolf
yeah,
Hitler
yeah,
on
here we go.
an ape's body?
You got to lift him up just a little bit. Perfect. Now have him go at it. Now you scream in the background like you're a terrified person watching this. Yeah, perfect. This is great. This is this is a better
Ridiculous.
narrative than we've ever had on the show so far. I'm really excited by this.
And in the Kung Fu Satanist comic, there's a demon lord that rules Kung Fu Satanists, and here he is right here. His name's Iska.
Wow.
Slowly moving.
And I just
Yes.
made that name up. It doesn't mean anything, but someone contacted me and said, "You know that stands for International Sports Karate Association." And I
totally
had no
works.
idea.
Of course it does. This guy loves soccer. Look at
Yeah,
him.
yeah. So I
That's
thought,
creepy.
yeah.
So how long did it take you to get those made?
I think it took the guy maybe like 3 weeks to,
I'm just amazed because I could never do anything like
yeah. He, I think he takes it like an existing figure and then puts some sculpting clay on it and then starts working with it like that. I think probably the one that took the most time would have been that Adolf gorilla, because it's got the.
Well, that's just such a great concept to be. Well, the robotic alien gorilla. Jay always gets mad at me when I forget to mention it's a cyborg. You
Yeah.
know, he's always like, "Dude, you're forgetting the arm."
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
fine.
So, anyways, I thought that would be cool to bring in, and like if I do a convention and stuff, they're neat to bring out, and
Well, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, just sitting on the table. Because if I was walking by and I didn't kind of look down at the comic, but I saw those figures, I would go, "Whoa, all right."
It's all just I mean, it's obviously a Hitler head that's been cyborg to it's been grafted to a gorilla cyborg.
I'd
Right.
like that as a verb.
It's been cyborged to an ape gorilla. I want my own Taffeta Darling action figure,
I
and it could.
know.
I would be good with it just being a head on an ape as well.
you want a cyborg arm or
I would probably go with a cyborg butt.
I would still
Cyborg
put the
butt.
mustache on. You should give her a cyborg mustache.
cyborg booty
Robot mustache.
booty cyborg.
If I farted, it'd just go clink clink.
Oh, God.
I've got to bring in the fart joke.
Yeah, I know.
Lady.
That's why she's here. It's solely for that. So, Simon, once again, tell us, first of all, what's your website for people to go visit?
You can go to Trauma Comics. It's on Facebook. And also I have a fan page for Nazi Werewolves from Outer Space and Kung Fu Satanist.
I think that's still my favorite. I'm looking forward to the other ones. And they can find you by just going to Trauma Comics. I'm trying
Right.
to pull it up here on the
Right.
screen to show people.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
trying to get it on the
Look
page
for-
too.
No, not Uma Thurman Comics. What is this? That doesn't even make sense.
Rama Comics.
All right, I for some reason can't spell it out now.
That's okay.
Rama
We like to wait until the last
Comics.
minute
I
to
know.
put things up.
Well, I have High Noon Creations up, so I'm way ahead on that one. So, hey, spoiler alert, we have High Noon Creations in there today. So, of course, here's the Trauma Comics page. It looks awesome. It's great.
So how'd you get invited out to New York? Did they contact you, or did you reach out to them, or they haven't? Is it just a solo exhibition for you, or is it just like an overall art show?
It's just for me. I'm signing comics. They sold my books there, and the guy asked me, "Hey, are you ever in New York?" And just so happens I will be in New York, this Friday. So he's like, "Would you like to do a signing?" I was like, "Yes."
So
Nice.
what's the reason you're going up there besides the signing? Is it just
Vacation.
Oh, that's nice. I've been in New York once or twice, and I love it.
Yeah.
I love that.
And
city.
this comic store is where Bleecker Street is?
New York, right?
Yeah, New York
Oh,
City.
okay. Just making sure it wasn't that other New York out in Connecticut.
Do you know where Bleecker Street is? The
Yes.
Village? Okay, this is
Yes.
where this comic store is, and that's like, well, Manhattan's so hip, but this is like
Yeah, it's the Village.
yeah.
That's where like the Kate Spades and the Jack
Right.
Spades and all
Right.
those little
The Jack
boutiques
Sparrows.
Right.
are. No spade.
So I thought it'd be also, as a fan, I always, I like to go to signings, but I never heard of anybody like giving away free art.
Yeah. I
I'm
mean,
really
I've-
jealous. I wish I could
Reproductions
somehow-
maybe, but never.
Yeah, this is
hand-drawn, the
hand-drawn
original
art.
print.
Yeah, so I thought that
Says
would
so.
be a good selling point.
Do I count as the first one? I'll frame that when it gets home.
Okay. Well, have your people see my people.
Oh yeah, I'll have my seconds contact your seconds, and if they're busy, our thirds will get together. So, well, I'll tell you what. Why don't we take a quick break, and we're going to come back with High Noon Creations. Hello over there. Wave to the camera. All right. Well, you're watching the DELoL show. We'll be back in just a few minutes, maybe with taffeta, maybe without.
Usually without.
Hold on. We're coming back. We're going to be back on the air in just. Okay. There we go. Sorry about that. I had a bad cough. My cyborg lungs were catching up there with me. So next up, we have High Noon Creations. And who's the lovely young lady over here?
Hi, Heather. Hey, it's me. I love her attitude. So
Taff, could we bump that camera up a little? The one that's aimed at her, just aim it up a little more. There we go.
Is that working?
People like a little more. People like to see the top of people's heads. Whoa, that's good right there.
Is it?
Yeah, that's fine.
Because it really didn't look like it moved much.
It did. It moved a whole bunch and then came right back down. So let's about the lovely young lady right here, please.
I actually saw Heather's work after she had done some makeup and special effects for a photography company, and I was like, ooh, that's really cool. And I reached out to her, of course, in my egotistical way, and I was like, hey, if you ever need a canvas, hit me up. And just kind of started following her, and it comes to find out, before I even realized that she was actually part of Season 2 of Sci-Fi Channel's Face Off, I was kind of following her work and checking out her stuff, and I was like, oh, well, there's a fucking reason why she was on this show, because she's actually quite masterful in her skills. And so, we've been trying to meet up a few different times. She was out Texas Frightmare weekend, but I wasn't able to go. And then this past Dallas Comic-Con, she had a table out there, and I went and chatted with her in the few moments that we both had to spare, and I was like, hey, you should come on the show that I co-host, and let me talk about how great you are, please. And here she is.
You might want to get a little closer in on that mic there.
It's like you have to kind of eat it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really uncomfortable and awkward.
Pretend like it's an asparagus and sour cream dish. And just get on that.
Nobody wants that.
Nobody wants that.
Nobody wants that.
So for the people that don't know, tell us a little bit about Face Off and about what that is and what you do with that.
Let's see. Well, Face Off's a reality competition show on Sci-Fi. I was on Season 2. Make a lot of monsters and scary makeups and fantasy makeups. And now I have a company called High Noon Creations, and we make masks and headdresses and makeup effects for film and television.
So you lie to people professionally. Oh, no, look at this. I like that. Tap,
I know. I love this. Look at this.
That's something I could see in the Dark Tower.
It totally, that, and it also reminds me of just like one of those creepy birds that you would see like on any of the Sci-Fi Channel movies, like that the birds that like came to life, the dinosaurs that came to life.
I was thinking more of
it also
the.
reminds me of something from like Beetlejuice.
Well, I was thinking of from medieval period, the Dark Ages, where they would wear
Plague Doctor.
the bag doctors that would wear the herbs and stuff
A
in
little bit
there.
like that.
Plague Doctor.
I don't know why, but it reminds me of Clockwork Orange.
I could see that kind of too.
Anytime I bring these out at conventions, I get 20 different people that think that they know what it is, and it's always something different. So I'm like, oh, okay.
It's kind of.
I've seen that. I saw that movie. Did you? I don't
Is
know.
it Dark Crystal? Is it
It's
the
got-
bird from
it's-
Dark Crystal?
There's no doubt that everything that I do is heavily influenced by Jim Henson and Dark Crystal and Labyrinth. So I'm certain that there's a
Very.
How long did it take you to make that?
derivative of that. Probably the mold itself took about a week. and then I can pour those up in about 2 hours each. So.
And what's it made out of?
These are made out of urethane rubber, kind of like
Okay.
that, like how Batman's cowl is made.
Oh, I know all about Batman's cowl.
So it's very durable.
Oh, very nice. And what are some of the other, you specialize in, what would you say your special, for you, what would you say your best, what do you specialize in?
It seems like what I do the most of is making fake bodies and fake body parts. It's not necessarily my favorite. It's just we do a lot of that.
You've also done like some makeup for like movies and television. You did stuff for Prison Break, right?
Yeah,
You
I
did
worked
some
on
makeup?
Prison Break, Chase, GCB, Dallas. I did TV makeup for television and film for many, many years.
Now I know who
prior
that
to-
skull reminds me of, DJ Qualls. That's who I was trying to think of for that. Could not think of his name for the life of me.
Totally kind of does look like DJ Paul. If anyone doesn't know who that is, a kid, little geeky kid from Road Trip. And then what's that in the movie he was
The
in?
Core, which is, he was the worst hacker ever in that stupid movie.
It was another one called New Guy. Or
Yeah,
something
he
like
was
that.
the main guy and the new guy where
Yeah.
he
Dizzy
reinvented
or whatever
himself.
his name is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not that good looking.
No, he looks like a bird.
Looks like this.
I can't believe they trained a bird to wear human clothes and act. It was amazing.
We like to make
So
fun of people.
what was the most amazing part about being on the show on Face Off?
I guess just the personal challenge of it. That's why I did it. It just looked like fun. When I watched the first season, it just looked like a blast. And originally, I'd gotten into the field to do effects makeup. It was my first love. It's what I love doing. And the more jobs I got, the farther away I was getting from effects work, until I found myself on GCB, the Good Christian Bitches on ABC, and I was so far from where I ever thought I would be. So, and it's sad because it was like so many people would have loved to have that job, and I hated my job. I just hated dealing with them.
Grass is always greener.
Good Christian bitches.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
what
was,
is
it was,
that?
it was
I've
based
never
off
heard
a
of that.
book.
it was
and
based off a book for
yeah.
a Dallas socialite, and it had Kristen Chenoweth and.
It had a pretty
all the
decent
big
cast,
cast
but
in
I
it.
think just because of the title itself, Good Christian Bitches, it got a lot of negative reviews.
Yeah, well, I
and
can see that right off
responses,
the bat,
and-
especially here in the
and
South.
it
Yeah.
didn't
It was
even make it a
supposed to
full
be-
season, did it?
I think it went one season. It was
Did it?
the Dallas. It was supposed to be the Desperate Housewives replacement when it was getting. So it came on right after Desperate Housewives.
It's a good name for a band.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I kind of like that.
Anyway, so I went on to I auditioned for Face Off while I was working on that show because I hated my job so much. I was like, I want to do that. That's what I'd rather be doing, and they actually put me on the show. I was surprised.
Some of the stuff you did on there was crazy. Like I said earlier, I loved your lionfish. And this guy looked like a lionfish, and like his whole head was, encompassed the body of the lionfish, and it looked like they even put him in the water.
They did.
To
They
see
put him in the water.
if it would hold up to the creations. And the photos I saw, I was like, oh my gosh. And then you did this Wizard of Oz interpretation, and
Oh, wow.
We were on the bottom for that one, but yeah.
Were you? That's stupid because it was amazing. I loved the Tin Man. The take on the Tin Man was really cool, and I loved.
Do you have any
your
pictures
Dorothy.
available online on Facebook or anything like that? We
Yeah,
can pull them up real fast.
on my personal page.
Sure. How do we?
I
Well-
don't know.
Yeah. Okay. I was going to say.
I don't know what the.
Well, we will try to find it. But obviously, here's your website, and people can visit that. High Noon Creations.
I don't
Dot-
think I have any
.com.
face-off photos on there, but.
Well, that's too bad. Well, never mind, people. Don't even bother going there. No, this. Look, here's some of our works, just so they can see some of the other stuff here. This is really amazing.
Thank you.
Let me pull up some of these. Like, wow, the melted mouth monster. Wow, or the Joseph Gordon-Levitt, as I call it. Wow, this is really impressive. And that's actually DJ Qualls in makeup. That's a fantastic job there.
I need to put. I've done a couple of old age makeup since then that were really good. That picture that you're looking at, that Minotaur, is one of the first things I ever did. It
That's
took
the
me-
first thing you ever did.
It was my final project in school. It took 10 weeks. It's an animatronic.
Have you ever
Minotaur
thought
head.
about calling up Guillermo del Toro?
He's my new Jim Henson. So
Yeah.
he's my new guy that I
He's
love.
amazing. I've always liked him, but of course, when I saw Pan's Labyrinth,
Yeah, it's so
I was
good.
visually, I was
Between
absolutely
that and
blown
then
away.
the Hellboy movies, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, Hellboys were great, but they also had a context to go by on that. Whereas Pan's Labyrinth was completely
his
his
own.
own mind, and it was so mind blowing.
I
By the
love
way, go see Pacific
Pacific
Rim.
Rim is fun.
It is a
I still
it's a
haven't seen that
perfect
yet.
summer movie. It's exactly what I like. That's not Transformers.
Is it Avengers good?
Yeah, actually, I mean, I really enjoyed it. It's fun. It's absolutely fun. There's all the money shots you want. There's it's all about teamwork. It's got a good message. It's not too dumb. It's like Transformers, but it's like a well-done Transformers.
Yeah, but better done and not written for 7-year-olds.
No, exactly. It's written for an adult audience. What's the Japanese word for the monsters?
Godzilla.
No, not Godzilla. It's Kuwajis or something. It means all the giant monsters.
Godzilla.
But they have a lot of great monster design, and since every country builds their own giant robot, all the robots have different designs that reflect their country, and all the monsters were just fantastic.
I thought the monsters, though, it really reminded me of a Shadow of the Colossus.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
They all had that same vibe.
Apparently, I need to see this movie like ASAP.
It's got a good buzz. Everybody's
I'm
talking
gonna
about
have to get online and push my glasses up and find the free site.
Yep. Red Letter Media even gave
Get you a
it
bootleg
thumbs up.
copy.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's not very hard. If anyone has a link to that, you're watching this, please send it to me. Thank you.
So,
I bet I have one.
So who are besides Jim Henson, and obviously Guillermo del Toro now, who were some of your other role models?
So many. It's hard to say. Gosh.
Lon Chaney?
Sure. And obviously the usual suspects of Rick Baker, Dick Smith, all of those guys.
Stan Winston.
Yes, absolutely. All of them. It's there's so many talented people. I don't even know where.
You can definitely see a lot of those influences in the work that I've seen. It's like, this chick's really cool, and it's really nice that we have you in our backyard too, and that you're able to come out to these conventions. And I'm glad that Ben and Mark are thinking outside the box, besides just bringing in the normal comic artists, because there's special effects artists, there's makeup artists that are in our backyard that are over the top and amazing as well, that we can have that at these conventions.
And how did you get started in this field?
I actually went to college for marine biology. I wanted to make a difference in the world, and I got my degree doing that, and went and worked. I opened the
Good going on saving those whales in Japan, by the way. You totally rocked that one.
That's part of the reason I'm not doing that. It was heartbreaking, and it seemed futile. And I was opening an aquarium, the Shark Reef at Mandalay Bay in Las Vegas, and it was again so far from where I thought I was going to be. I wasn't saving anybody. I was actually endangering animals on a daily basis, and I hated it.
Did you ever dress the animals up in
No
masks? See, that would have been the very first thing I did.
I would have put a top hat and a monocle.
Hey,
on the
look,
shark
check it out.
as soon
It's a
as I saw
dolphin,
him.
but now it looks like a shark and give it big goofy teeth, and a top hat.
Like
Should have worked on Sharknado, right?
Yeah. Oh, wow. That movie's getting a theatrical release now because it
Crazy.
did unbelievably well.
On
It had a
social media,
huge
yeah.
viewing audience.
Yeah.
They're putting it in theaters
They're
now.
already talking about a part 2.
Yeah, they are.
I like
Yeah.
all the parodies that I've seen. I've seen like Bear Nami, where it's like bears that are being swept up in a tsunami.
Shark cane, like
And,
a hurricane.
Yeah.
Well,
cool.
they did for Texas. They had Hognami, which is a tidal wave that's so big it sweeps all the boars up into the Dallas area. I like that
That's
one.
about right.
So
Should
you
I
were
get back from marine biology to I hated my job, so I quit it, and I didn't know what to do with myself anymore at that point. So I went back to a
prior to
community
quitting
college.
it. Did you hit it?
No.
Oh, okay.
Damn. That's a missed opportunity. I went back to community college and took every class I could think of. I took a theater design and lighting, it's like set design and lighting. I took makeup classes, and I really enjoyed the makeup classes. And I helped a friend who was making a fan film before the new Star Wars films came out. They were doing a festival for Star Wars fan films, and I helped to make a fake head to get chopped off by a lightsaber, and I really enjoyed doing that. And then I made some armor for medieval times, and I really enjoyed it, and I didn't even know that was a career option at the time.
So you made armor for medieval times?
I helped with the person that was making it.
I've made furniture I made the authentic 15th century furniture that's in the one in Dallas.
Oh yeah.
So
I
look,
made,
we
I
both
made the bar.
Really?
I think it's been torn down since.
Aw.
I made like a stained glass bar for behind the bar when I was. Sorry, this is extra. I used to work there back when I was trying to figure out what I was
you a
going to
bar
do with
wench?
myself. Yes,
You were a regular Jean Garofalo.
I was a bar wench for 4 years.
That's awesome.
Yeah, not really. Not really all
I mean, the smell of horse every day, and people talking to you. Did you ever get people talk down to you too? Did they ever get in character and wench, bring me a drink?
One guy chopped off her hand
I was
for
probably
touching his
too much like Janine Garofalo in that, like whatever.
It's Pepsi.
That winch just flipped me off.
And you always got all the people coming in from Scarborough Fair, and they'd insist on paying with their bag of coins. They had like a $40 bar tab, and they'd pay their coins.
Oh, I love the LARPers. That's so
Yeah.
good. Love it.
And so where do you want to go from here? I mean, obviously, I'm assuming now that you've been on television, you're wanting to go one step up, maybe work for Guillermo del Toro or something like that.
Well,
So, I mean,
of course, that'd be on. Yeah, he's got his crew, and they're amazing. He uses like Mike Elizalde from Spectral Motion.
you want me to put a word in for you with him?
Favorite. Could you?
Yeah, I mean, he won't listen to me. But
There's
he
a-
stopped answering all those stalking letters I send him, but I can always try.
Don't let that restraining order stop.
No, you can never give up on stuff like
Yeah,
that.
and there's a Spanish couple, and Monster-Ibe is the woman. She's my biggest idol right now, I think, because she's this tiny, beautiful little woman, and she makes the Pale Man and all of those.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, you're so awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know her. I want to.
I bet she's watching.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I recently saw, the guy who plays the Pale Man. He works for a lot for
Yeah.
Guillermo del Toro and
Yeah,
stuff.
Doug
And he's
Jones.
and he's in the new movie John Dies at the End, which is from people we know, Doug Wong and John Cheese from Cracked. And I finally got to watch the film the other day. Totally worth it. Like, it's a little cheesy and campy because it's done by Don Corzini, right?
Corticelli.
Same guy that did
Corticelli.
Bubba Hotep.
Yeah.
But
And he also did Phantasm.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
I didn't know that.
Can I just throw a name out there? Yeah, I worked with him at Texas Frightmare two years ago. I worked his table for John Dies at the End.
Oh, wow. I saw Bubba Hotep,
Yeah.
the first release of it in Texas, and it was so fun. And so when I read about this, I was like, oh, yeah, I can't wait to go see it. And it was a lot of fun. Cheesy effects, but the story's great. It's very funny.
It's based off a book even. I can't
Yeah,
remember.
the David Wong book. It was a web article, or it was a web series, and he was going to kill John off. Then they were like, well, like 3/4 of the way through, we got a publishing deal. And they're like, and if it does well, we'll give you a sequel. So he's like, so I don't want to, I won't want to have spoilers, but the title is not as accurate as you would think. But it's totally worth it. It's very funny, and they got great actors in it,
Yeah.
too.
No, I like the Doug Jones, by the way. I dig the Doug Jones.
Oh,
in
and
it.
Yeah.
what I meant was he's in that with no makeup. So for like the whole movie, I was like, why do I know that dude? It was driving me insane. And then finally at the very end, I was like, oh, that's the dude. It's a creepy long man ever.
He plays Abe, the
Abe Sapien?
Hellboy.
Yeah, exactly. He needs to play Slender Man, a movie version of that. Does anybody else not play Slender Man? That creepy computer game?
I know Slender Man. Interesting enough, Fox is now doing their own, animation domination high def on Saturday
Yeah,
night.
I saw that.
And I caught a quick glimpse of the Axe Cop, which I'm really excited about.
You know,
Watch.
that's
I'm familiar with the comic. I've got the
Okay,
comic.
cool.
I've actually met the Ethan, the little 5-year-old kid from, or I think maybe his brother's Ethan. I met them at a convention a few years ago, but now Fox is doing the cartoon.
Right, because the brother is the illustrator,
Yeah,
right? The
but
older brother.
The 5-year-old boy actually writes the comics. And
Right,
his older
yeah.
brother was like, well, let's publish it. But they did that last night. But you know how they have these little shorts? They did this little Slenderman cartoon. And it was really adorable. And it was all he wants to do is just be your friend. And it just shows him kind of popping out of nowhere while you're in the dark, and you turn on the light and he's sitting on your bed. So if you guys haven't checked out the Fox Animation
I
nomination.
didn't know that started yet. I thought that was a couple of weeks away still,
No,
but
it
that
was-
is, so that's going
It was
now.
last night. And so I'm
okay.
kind of excited about that. This has nothing to do with you. I'm sorry. I just
No, that sounds
started
interesting. I'm
rambling.
intrigued.
But
And we're going to segue with, and you should start talking to them about other projects you can do. But you needed the base, the foundation. there.
exactly, because you're obviously really good with animation special effects. We're
Okay.
just gonna throw that out there and give
Oh,
that to
okay.
you as well.
So,
We
Never
make
done
up,
any animation, but this
yeah,
seems
we make
like
up
a
stuff
good-
here.
all the time.
We make up credits.
Don't let that stop you.
Well, I tell my kids all the time that don't ever trust Dad because I always make stuff up. You know?
He doesn't have any.
I don't have any
kids.
kids. I said on so many shows that I've had kids or that I'm married, and then I'll be like, oh, I'm single, and I've actually had people ask me, they're like, so how old are your kids? And I'm like, I don't have kids. Oh, where's your wife? I'm not married. Oh, I thought you were single. No, I have a girlfriend.
Del Pullen.
Liar
American
extraordinary.
liar.
Yeah, Del Pullen, American.
That's the ticket.
Yeah, right there. So I was telling my talking cat the other day. I says Zelda. I says. So
Talking cat, you talk too much.
You talking cat. Well,
It's another critic reference.
one more time. Tell us. I love the critic. Now that's a show like Futurama. It was brought back,
Yep.
but it's such a different landscape of films now. He could skewer so many different things
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
Besides what mid to late '90s, right?
Yeah.
Now the Transformers have come out. There's Michael Bay's all over the place, but there's so many other good and bad films. I would
Even
love
the
to
Lord of
see
the
that make a
Rings, I
comeback.
would love to see him hit
Yeah.
their own take on the Lord of the Rings movies, or even what was the one, or even the Pacific Rim, the one we were just talking
Yeah.
about. Like, there's
I
so
would
many
love to
parodies
see
they
the
could
Critic
do.
make a comeback. And you know what they're gonna do is every 10 years release 2 seasons. I'd be totally happy.
Just
you
mocking
know?
whatever movies have been really popular. Like the Avengers one, like they could easily draw like his friend, Jeremy, his Australian friend.
Oh, yeah.
Like getting the role of like Thor. They could easily do him as a parody. Anyways.
I like it.
I actually met John Lovitz
Did you really?
Really, I love
while
him. He's
I was
one of my
working at that
favorites.
aquarium.
Oh, wow.
So
At the,
random.
of all places, at the aquarium, not in a
think
professional.
Whenever
aquarium.
when you're in Vegas, eventually you get tired of.
They probably captured him and thought he was a beluga whale.
How was it?
He was very nice.
Acting.
He was kind of with a little entourage. I could tell they were very hungover. It was, you know, the aquarium's something you do in Vegas when you're a little over drinking for a minute. And so they came in, and I don't know how to say. I was quite the dish at 21 when I worked there. So I think he was coming up to be flirtatious, and I don't think he actually wanted an answer to his shark question.
Good luck saying no to this.
But, but me being, I don't know, I was completely naive. I passed him on to our head shark guy who happened to be walking
They
by.
passed him on to our little shark.
So he was fishing around.
He was just asking me a question, I think just to be kind, and then I passed him off to our shark expert, head shark guy. And
So he's an
who
expert on
talked-
shark heads. Am I understanding that right? Or does he handle the whole shark?
Anyway.
So, why did you laugh
Yeah.
at that? You're only encouraging the bad jokes.
It
Don't
helps
do
if you
that.
just ignore it.
Oh, okay. And then I felt bad because I could tell that he got trapped in a conversation with that man for about 45 minutes. He had no interest. He didn't really care about the answer.
It was just polite, John Lovitz.
He got blocked, huh?
He just got stuck
You
listening
gotta love it.
to a really, really enthusiastic shark fanatic talk to his ear off
man.
about sharks for
Yeah.
a long time.
I can imagine only the scene from like Bubba Gump or from Forrest Gump or like from Best in Show where he's like, oh, there's lots of sharks. White sharks, black sharks, lion sharks, nurse sharks, dolphin sharks,
Kinda sounds
shark
All
like
sharks.
natural
Yeah.
gray sharks.
Not gray
And
sharks.
that used to send her through the roof.
Now we're doing Best in Show.
And I'd
yeah.
be like, you know why? It's not even really a shark, but it's called a shark. Catfish shark, dog shark.
Shark.
A shark. I'm really hoping
Whale
that's all
shark.
it is. Hitler shark. Cyborg Hitler shark.
And the thing about the cyborg Hitler shark is that it couldn't actually swim because it was too heavy because it was a cyborg and it weighed him down.
Yeah. That's what I'm hoping that whole conversation was.
And that whole conversation may have just given sci-fi a whole new idea.
Yeah,
for their
right
next
there. Oh,
franchise.
golly.
Royalties.
Shark. The shark. You know?
Cyborg
It has
gorilla
2
shark.
shark heads that they grafted together that can't.
They've
that
already
can't
done
swim.
that.
It is. It's
Oh, did
it's
they
double-headed shark attack.
We've already done that one.
Got it.
The best one was to me, it was Sharktopus because that was even better than the Sharknado. But here, like we talked about before, the only thing that disappointed me about Sharknado, and I didn't enjoy it, it was fun, was I really wanted it to be the front half of a shark, the back half of a
Like
natural aspect of nature. Like it makes no sense at all, but it's like the Tasmanian devil on the bottom.
Yeah.
And so it can spin wherever it goes, like Tasmanian devil then bites people and sucks them in. But, you know, I'll deal with a tornado lifting sharks everywhere.
I actually saw a couple of Sharknado costumes from the Dallas or from San Diego Comic-Con. The one that I saw, it was a cyclone cloud as the bottom and then a shark head
That's what
at
I'm
the
talking
top,
about.
and it was just like this person who was just walking around in circles and just spinning. I was like, that's so
That's-
clever.
that's
I'd much
genius. I
rather
like
see
that.
that any day than like a million Wonder Womans.
So next time they're doing some kind of sharks, they do a lot of the shark crossovers. You know, you gonna get in on that? Because here's what I'm gonna do.
I've done one of their films before, but it wasn't that one.
Which one was
I
it?
did Mongolian Deathworm.
I just watched that the other night, and it was with
Even
Sean
watch it,
Patrick
yeah, Sean
Flannery.
Patrick Flannery.
Yes, see, sci-fi. This girl.
That's
I was the
awesome.
department head on that.
High five on that. I love that film.
I guess technically it's sci-fi. I don't even know.
It's a Mongolian deathworm.
I'm fine with that.
It's very much
So-
like Trimmers.
Yes.
Oh, is it?
It's a
Oh, I love Trimmers. But Trimmers is also one of my favorite horror films.
But
or
without the
horror,
Reba
whatever you want to
McEntire.
call it. Yeah. It's not the same without Reba.
You don't get
McEntire.
Reba, but you do get Sean Patrick.
Oh,
Flannery.
good.
Well, see, now
They
I
have
think
this-
Double Wide should stick some sharks up in their tornado.
They really should.
Yeah, I'll never look at a
Get on
tornado and be scared
I'm friends with
again.
those
I
guys.
can't believe they didn't have Chevy Chase in that.
Like seriously, I'll never I'll look at a tornado and be coming right from my house and be like, I don't see no sharks. Whatever.
Next
know?
time I have a tornado warning in our
Regular
house, I'll be
tornado.
like, I'm not hiding in the bathtub because it's not a shark. in there.
Next time they have one, I really like. If I worked at the news station, I would put tornado sharknado warning and just leave it up there for maybe like 2 minutes and then pull it down.
Or when they always have the ubiquitous. I mean, they have to go out the obligatory shot of them actually in the tornado talking,
Just
and
throw
just
some
start throwing
sharks.
sharks behind them, behind the weatherman.
I like this idea.
Because I guess we don't believe them unless they're
could just-
standing in
We
it.
should just start stalking them whenever we know there's going to be a heavy thunderstorm. Just go out to their area. I'm totally down to do that.
No, what you need to do is make us shark masks like the guy with the thing, and we'll go out there and twirl around as sharks and make it look more
Puppets.
dangerous. Yes, performance art.
Wow.
I'm down.
Well, tell them how they can tell everybody a little how they can reach you.
Well, I have my website that is mid-transformation, so it's hopefully within a week it'll be much improved.
And of course, highnooncreations.com for that.
highnooncreations.com.
Are you on the Twitter?
I am. My High Noon Creations is on there, and me personally, I'm Heather Ann Henry. It's kind of boring.
All right, I'll be tweeting you.
And then I have an Etsy shop where I sell
Yes.
masks and
A lot of you people
such.
saw this photo earlier, just a little while ago. It's available on Etsy.
Go ahead and hold
yeah.
that a little lower to get that in on the camera there.
Yeah, I've got.
I'm gonna mark that with the DELoL show logo. Boom. Oh, here's the nose pick.
I can't help it.
Or DJ
Oh, yeah.
Qualls.
I do that on my Etsy shop at High Noon Creations on Etsy.
And do you
so
take commissions?
I do. That's my bread and butter.
So,
I'm
like,
doing a
say
lot.
if
I'm
I
doing so
wanted,
many
like,
right now,
a
it's
crazy cool set of wings for some costume that I had coming up, you're starting to do some of that stuff for costumers and cosplayers who
I've just.
are not able to, maybe, such as myself, who can't sew or glue things together.
Well, I'm not much of a seamstress. I do know seamstresses, but If it's,
What if I
it's
wanted
a
a-
fabrication of something? I'm down to do it. I love it.
What if I wanted a taffeta mask for non-robbery related issues?
Yeah, I can tell you about my recent job for a Papa John's commercial. I had to make 3 Jerry Jones masks.
That's the creepiest thing ever.
to wear.
If you can get those back, I know what I'm going as for
I
Halloween.
had to leave them with them, but I guess I can make some.
We got to do
I have
that
the
doing the
mold.
thing. We're not all happy with the team right now. As long as we recognize that, we can get back on what we're doing and look forward.
So I have been making masks of real people lately. So that's interesting.
That's actually pretty cool. Because if you've got some really, like, egotistical person out there that just wanted to get one for their boyfriend and or girlfriend,
I want a Nick
They-
Cage
That
mask
guy,
from
Landon
Vampire's
Muir,
Kiss.
That made the Bryan Cranston one so good.
Oh,
And
yeah,
the fact
with-
that Bryan Cranston
that he
wore his own
wore-
mask is
Yeah.
so amazing.
That he wore his own the
He wore-
Heisenberg mask over himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool. So, well, great. Heather, it's been wonderful having you
Thanks.
on the show. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to come back with Reese from the Super6.org. And she's going to talk a little bit about us about the buddy bags like we did last week. And then we're going to look like heroes because Taff, well, you're not. I brought stuff to give them, and I'm going to be like, I'm so generous.
that's
So,
because you didn't want to keep it in your house anymore.
that
I,
is
on the
literally
other
because I
hand,
didn't want to give it to us anymore.
I'm still collecting, so I'm just going to give them to her all at once.
I'm not going to do that. So I got to clean out my house. All right, up next on the DELoL show, Reese with the Super 6. Go make a sandwich.
Reese's Pieces.
Del Pollen.
I'm on air.
Jay Neary.
You on the air?
The DELoL Show.
Anyone on the air?
Deep Ellum on air.
Well, Taff, I'm so sorry. We were going to try to get you. I told you I should just splice you in like really roughly, like Del Pullen, Jane Eric. So we're
Is that
gonna
how I sound?
we're gonna try that. No, that's how I sound when I'm trying to get you fit into something.
It's happening like
So, well, up next on the show, we have Reese from the Super 6. Reese, wave to the camera. You're not on camera yet. Okay, now go ahead.
Hello.
And, of course, if you know anything about this show, Reese is the official kid of the show, other than me. And she works with the Super 6, who works with the Wipeout Kids Cancer group. And y'all do... Hold on. Oh, man, I forgot to mess that up on purpose.
I'm so glad
All
you
right,
didn't.
we'll move on. I'm losing my touch here. And so y'all collect buddy bags, essentially. And you take those to the kids in hospitals. And they're things that not only help the kids, but the parents as well. So it can be not only little things like entertainment, but y'all take them toiletries and stuff like that. How did this get started again?
Well, my mom's friend from high school or college, I can't remember which, Cherry, had a little girl named Lauren. Lauren found out she had cancer when she was 9 years old. Lauren is very sick right now, but what we started to do is we were doing a community project, so we wanted to help Lauren by helping kids with cancer.
And you said she's not doing so well now?
No, she's right now in the hospital. Yeah.
So, so the buddy bags, when's the next drive y'all are doing for those?
Right now we have one at Roll to Play, and that's really it right now.
Okay, and but
You guys had one at the biker shop?
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
Strokers?
And they finished.
It's already done?
Yeah,
Okay.
They finished end of June.
And we're going to see about getting your, anytime y'all want, we're going to talk to a few other places about getting some boxes set up permanently there too. But it just so happens that my girlfriend is a big old meanie, and she is making me go through my comic collection and thin it out. And I was wondering if y'all would like some of those.
That'd be awesome.
Yay, I get bounty points. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I want everybody to stand up and start saying, Del, so great. No, I'm just saying. All right, but I
That's
tell you
so
what.
Great.
See.
No, hush. We're not going to really do that. But here,
She
let
likes
me
you.
come and give you. There's quite a bit here now. A large chunk of these were donated from Cosmic Comics on Free Comic Book Day, and so those guys were a big help, And then a lot of them are from my personal collection, so they're perfect. They're the best comics you'll ever get. I just had to go through and pull out the ones that weren't as good as the other ones I wanted to keep. No, but you'll really enjoy them. There's a lot of DC in there. I'm a DC fan, but there's a big mix of other stuff too. So hopefully it helps the kids, keeps them entertained, and if I had a kid in the hospital, I'd be reading the comic books too. I mean, a lot of parents have got to pass the time, and it's very worrisome. Obviously, when your child is there, they're scared, you're scared, and so I think anything you can do to take your mind off that is going to be helpful. And so I'm so glad for what y'all are doing, for the kids and for the parents, because Lord knows those candy stripers aren't keeping it around anymore. When was the last time you saw a candy striper, Taff?
It was an adult club, and I don't really think I was at a hospital.
It was at a hospice.
It wasn't even at a hospice.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't. It's not appropriate.
Okay, then don't bring it up.
You asked.
Okay, Reese. Well,
We also want to emphasize really quickly that you guys mainly want to collect like the overnight toiletries and stuff, right? We've got a lot of comics already
Right.
for you guys. I don't think we're going
Yes.
to need any more comic donations at this time. I think between Dell's stash and the stash we've got from New York and some other people, you probably got about 500 or 600 comics,
right.
if not
People were
more.
very generous. We want to say thank you to
Um,
everybody that donated.
Yeah,
as well.
but
Thank
we want to
you.
make sure that we're getting them, like, they need like the overnight toiletries,
Basic
like,
stuff, right.
like little hand sanitizer bottles, like, overnight travel size toothbrushes and toothpaste
Exactly.
and shampoo and conditioners and stuff like that.
Notebooks.
And
Well, a lot of times these
Postcards.
parents haven't had a chance to go home once your kid is diagnosed. They a lot of times put them straight into the hospital.
right.
And
so that's what these are used for, pretty much. It's just
Right.
they're, like
We're
overnight
basically
bags.
packing their bags.
Right, exactly. You're giving them a little bridge until they can get home or something to help them out.
Exactly.
So it's not only just entertainment. It is very practical as well what y'all are doing. So those giant cyborg suits I have outside, y'all can't really use those. The mechas.
no.
All right. Well, I had a couple laying around, and I thought I'd bring them over here. Well, real quick, let me hand you some of the comics here,
Okay, awesome.
and you can take these. And once again, thanks, Reese, for what you and your group do.
Thank
Really
you.
appreciate that. So here is a small amount. We won't do the whole one, but I believe it starts with the Simpsons Treehouse of Horror. So that's the best one. You can keep this one if you want. That's one of my favorites.
I like how you're not on camera at all, so it could really be anybody giving them to her.
Oh, that's fine. It doesn't matter. Yeah, hey, Tommy, run over there and hand those to the kid. I don't like touching kids. They're all icky.
They're gross.
And so, if you want to find out more about the Super 6, you can go to thesuper6, the number 6.org. And then you can also go to wipeoutkidscancer.com. Reese, did you just look at your mom like, you got it right? What a punk.
And you guys have a Facebook page too, and I'll continually share all
Right.
the photos and links that I can. So if you guys are out there and you want to donate, you right now, if you're in the area, you can drop off any little items over at To Roll to Play. And then I think right when the drive is about to, end, when you guys are almost through, I'm just going to go spend I think $50 on just a bunch of travel size stuff and just give them to you guys as well.
Yeah, and
That's
Thank you.
really just an easy way to do
And
that
I'm in the
for me.
lower Greenville area, so if you contact the show, DELoL show at DELomonair.com, I can arrange a pickup if you're in the area. I can come to you, we can meet someplace, and I'll take it offhand. You get a nice receipt that you can take and show to your IRS agent. But I'll do a pickup as well in that area. So if there's not a box near you, I'd be happy to come pick up stuff for the kids.
Absolutely.
Dal.
For the kids.
Not a problem. So, you've been watching another
Perfect episode.
perfect episode. This is 47 episodes straight of perfection.
Perfection. No technical difficulties, no mispronunciations,
Yeah.
no mess ups,
No spelling errors.
no spelling errors.
So I'm really proud of us today.
We're on a roll.
A role to play.
A troll roll.
So, by the way, I want to say thanks to Tiffany at Roll to Play. Last week we were out there, and they are so knowledgeable about tabletop gamings. And she's one of her interns. He's just a kid that's there all the time, but he was answering all my questions. Tiffany was a little busy, and they recommended this game called Ticket to Ride. Awesome game. It won Game of the Year in France, Spain, Portugal, Germany, and Australia for 2008. Not here, but people don't play games.
Yeah.
There, I don't think.
That's the point.
And basically, you just try to buy up rail lines. And Jay came over on Monday. We all played hooky on Monday instead of going to work. We grilled and played board
I hate
games.
living so far away.
Yeah, you missed that. You need to get back over in this area. But the game was so much fun. And I gotta say, thanks for the recommendation. It was a real blast, and they rolltoplay.com really knows what they're doing over there, and they've been a great sponsor to the show. And Tiffany, it's awesome. I love the store and love the games. So,
What a lady.
well, like I said, you've been watching
Hey,
another. Yes, ma'am.
Before we
me.
sorry, but before we end the show,
Yes, ma'am.
you can see Lauren if you go to Facebook page
Okay.
Team Lola, and
Okay,
I
let's
just
see if we
wanted
can't pull that up.
okay, and I just wanted to say we love you, Lauren.
Let's see, and that was facebook.com.
Yep, Team Lola.
Team.
Lola.
I cannot spell for anything today. La 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 la. Da, 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 da. Oh, there she is. Wonderful. Okay.
Sweetie.
So Lauren Lola Scott is battling in a second relapse of metastatic retroperitoneal. Am I saying that? Oh, okay. Undifferentiated soft tissue sarcoma. She's 16 years old. Wow. So if you want to know if that's who you're helping, let's put it up on the screen right
She's
here.
battled it for 7 years.
Golly. So if you need a face to put with it, for making a donation or helping out the kids and families and teenagers, this is the face of it right here, and these are the people you're helping. So,
Thank you guys
Reese,
so much.
thank you so much for what you do, and it's always impressive to have you in here. And Heather, of course, it's been an absolute pleasure having you in here as well. You guys both did great today. Of course, Taff and I did better, and what a treat for you guys to get to hang out with us every Sunday.
We're also quite modest. as
Right,
well.
yeah. So once again, you've been watching the best episode ever of the DELoL show, 2013, whatever day and month this is. I've been on so much
November.
meth lately. So tune in.
Inappropriate.
Tune in next week where we'll have something else that we haven't confirmed yet. Really, we got a lot coming up through the rest of the summer. We're just trying to find places for everything. We're so lucky to have a ton of people that want to be on the show, and it's now a matter of just scheduling everything, and so that's really cool. That's something to definitely look forward to over the month of August. I'm Del Pullen. This is
It's a Taffeta
Taffeta Darling.
Hey,
No, now you say who
Oh.
you are.
Heather Henry.
Heather Henry.
Reese Kirkham.
Reese Kirkham, that's right. And from all the guys here, thanks for watching the DELoL show. You're welcome.
Del Pullen.
I'm on air.
Jay Neary.
You on the air?
The DELoL show.
Anyone on the air?
Deep Ellum on air.